Alright, yo, what's up, guys? It's TheFallenSanctum here, and today we're here with budget pendulums. Now you're gonna be like, yo, what the fuck is budget pendulums? Well, as you will soon see, we have Arc Fate. We have the Pendulum Training Arc coming up, and I just want to show you guys the deck profile that we will be using for Arc 1 of the deck profile, and maybe a few of the upgrades we will be talking about. We are not Triff Gaming. We do not have access to Patreon and 30 access codes, 30 Selines, 30 Halks, Droplet, Prosperity, all of that. Yeah, we ain't rich enough. Nah, man, this is budget pendulums. I want to say budget, there's even some techs in here that are 25 cents. Not many techs, quite a bit of techs. Anyways, let's hop right into it. Let me turn on the map so you guys can see the booby Kiza. We are not playing Desires. Desires is a bad card in Pendulums. You have to play Pot of Prosperity, but if you don't have it, well, you just don't play it, alright? So here we go. We're going to go into the list. I already sorted the deck, so everything looks very clean, very sexy. So first and foremost, we have to perform Palace Skullcrab by Joker. Hashtag bring this card to free. It is amazing. It is the best and probably the only normal summon in the game that you have to actually commit to. Everything else can be normal summon, but you don't really give a fuck because they don't have an effect with normal summon, except Celestial. But we'll get into Celestial and we'll get into Celestial. So this guy, he searches either Sork, Wisdom Eye, well, he searches Sork or any other card in your deck. Pretty much, except Chronograph Sorcerer. Because it's the only thing that isn't a search target for this guy. This guy is amazing, super amazing. 1800 point beat stick, allows you to beat over a stupid wind barrier statue, battle phase, Herpeter. We got one copy of Time Gazer Magician. Time Gazer Magician is a really good card. You special summon off. You special summon it off your Chronograph Sorcerer, and it can protect cards in the Pendulum Zone and the Monster Zone. While it's in the Monster Zone, you can protect your P zones, and while it's actually a P zone, it's our Armades. Your opponent, it's our Armades for traps. So it's really good. So the Purple Poison Magician. So these magicians, the Dragon Magicians, they have an effect that even when they're in the pen scale, when they get popped or whatever, they get the monster effect activates, which is really awkward, but it's really fucking cool. So once per turn, if a Dark Spellcaster you control battles, you can pump it up at 1200 and pop it. And when you pop, and when this card is popped, if you you can pop a card on the field, a face-up card on the field. I got one copy of Instant Fusion. Card's just nutty. Here we got a super awesome card called Soul Pendulum. Whenever you Pendulum summon a monsters, you place a counter on this card. So when you pen 3, you put 3 counters on it. This card is searchable by Duelist Alliance. Pendulum monsters you control gain 300 attack points per pen scale. And Pendulum, and if you remove 3 counters from this card, you can Pendulum summon an extra time. So this card is pretty fucking nutty. Searchable, doesn't always come up. You don't always have the hand size, but in Pendulum, if you don't get drolled, you plus so fucking hard that you can pen 5 times in one turn. Then we got the cutest little sister, the best Daughteru candidate ever, Tuning Magician. It's Jet Synchron, but she has rights, and she's off the ban list. That's all you need to know. It's a tuner that can special summon itself. It burns you and gives life points to your opponents, but it can be special summon as long as you have from hand or grave, as long as you have 2 magicians in the pen zones, which is all the time. Then we got 3 Wisdom Eye Magician. This is the best fixer in the deck. It allows you to, if you have another Magician scale, let's say Wisdom Eye or whatever, it allows you to use a Wisdom Eye to go get any Magician and scale it. Card's insane. And also, if ever you brick on scales, you can discard this card. This is its monster effect that activates at hand. You can discard this card and target a Pendulum in your Pendulum Zone whose current scale is different from its original pen scale, and it becomes its original pen scale. So if ever you have something that is changed by a card effect, you can negate that effect. Like if you're forced to scale Time Gazer, that's a 4 if you don't have a Magician scale, but it's actually an 8 scale. You can discard a Wisdom Eye and turn it back into an 8 scale. So even if you have bricky scales, you're good to go. Wisdom Eye is just awesome. Oath Dragon, this card is fucking insane. The entire reason why the deck is playable. So it's pen effect if, so all magicians have the if another magician, whatever, get an effect, right? So You get to recycle. You get to add back a magician from your extra deck. So normally you're gonna go Wisdom Eye and something Wisdom Eye into the Oath Dragon, or if you already have Oath Dragon, you Wisdom Eye into a high scale, because Oath Dragon is a 2 scale, not an 8 scale, right? So basically, you can Oath Dragon the Wisdom Eye back, and then just go fucking ape shit. Oath Dragon's like really fucking good, like really fucking good. And monster effect, it allows you to add, it's monster reincarnation, so it allows you to add a Pendulum Magician back from your graveyard, or an Odd Eyes, but this is Pendulum Magician dice, we're not going to be talking about Odd Eyes. So Odd Eyes Pensor, Perform Pal Pensor, it's a Perform Pal searchable by Joker, and it's a Pendulum monster searchable by Duelist Alliance. Something that's really important, a lot of people don't fucking understand, is that Sork also is a generic, like, +3. Because so you summon him, so that's +1, right? And then he'll pop 2 of your cards to give you 2 cards. So it's +3, because normally when you're going to be destroying cards, you're going to be getting effects, and then you'll be triggering a bunch of different other effects. So this guy can search your other 2 Performer Pals in the deck, and if you have it come in with your normal summon, it's basically like search and normal Joker in the same chain. It's like fucking stupid. Alright, we got Celestial. This card is cracked. I learned today that this card was Ignition. So, like, you can activate whatever the fuck I want during the main phase. You'll be like, yo, effect. Alright, it's not on summon or whatever. But, yo, this card, fusion effect is not reliant. The one thing we wanted for one is the XYZ. If so, it gets effects based on the other kinds of monsters you have on the field. If you have another Pendulum monster, you can search a Pendulum monster at the end of your turn. If you have a Synchro monster, your opponent cannot use monster effects until the end of the turn. And if that is XYZ, this card's attack points become double, so it goes to 3k. And fusion, this card can attack directly, but who cares? Who cares about the fusion? Anyways, this card is cracked, and it's a high scale, so it's really good. Double Iris Magician, really fucking good card. It searches your Pendulum Graph cards whenever it's popped and stuff. There's Star Pendulum Graph, Time Pendulum Graph, and it's just really good. And it has the effect, it can self-pop itself with its own effect, because once per turn you can target a Dark Spellcaster monster you control, apply this effect, then destroy this card. So once applied, double any battle damage that you would deal with a monster. This card is nutty. And it's a high scale. And it's not once per turn. Then we got Harmonizing Magician. Okay, so this one's a little more cracked. So it's a tuner. It's a spellcaster, and it's the evolved version of Tuning Magician, if you couldn't already tell. So sure, she has 0 attack and 0 defense points, but she's a tuner. So she's amazing, used for making Baroness of Fleur, Igniter, and a bunch of other things, right? But when she's Pendulum Summon, she has a Needle Fiber effect. So to special summon this, you Needle Fiber, or when you Pendulum Summon this from hand, you special summon another monster that has its effects negated, and you banish it when you leave the field. But you're normally going to summon something that you're going to exease with another monster, so it's just free resources. And her pen scale for each different face-up Magician Pendulum monster you have in your extra deck, all monsters you control gain 100 attack points. That's really fucking cracked. And it's another high scale. And then you'd be like, yo, Sanctum, we don't have any low scales. Well, it's true this deck doesn't run a lot of low scales, but it runs a lot of ease of access to scales. So you will never be without scales. And last but not least, the last monster in our deck is Chronograph Sorcerer. This is our way to finding Time Gazer Magician. You don't always have to special summon the Time Gazer if you don't want to. If you don't have another high scale, you can just add the Time Gazer to your hand, and this card is a free pop. It triggers Star Pendulum Graph, and the card is kind of nutty. Also, if a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card, and then special summon a card from your hand. So like this is a way to like pen summon after pen summoning, cause it's pretty dumb. So we're running here are our pendulum graph targets. These cards are insane. This is a free search once per turn during either player's turn, and this is a free pop. Yeah, card is sexy. Then we got 3 Duelist Alliance. As long as you have a card in the Pendulum scale, you can use this and search any card that has the word Pendulum in its monster name or Pendulum in its spell and trap card name. So, card is a nutty. Yep. Double Iris Magician is a Pendulum search target for this. And then we got 3 P-Calls. So P-Call is very good in the deck. I know, all droll, all big mistake, all this, all that. Well, normally, sometimes during the combo, during a lot of hand testings that I've done for the training arc, you can get to where you resolve pen call at the end of the combo, so that way if they draw you, you're like, alright, easy. And if not, you always have plays for next turn. Even under draw and stuff, you don't need to search a lot to be able to set up a little board. And last but not least, we got 3 secrets, 1 secret and 3 knowledge. Now you'll be like, yo, Sanctum, why the fuck are you playing this? This card's fucking ass. You're not playing Endymion. You're not playing Crowley, whatever. And I'm like, hey, well, it's just draw power. It's just draw power. I don't want to play Pot of Desires because when a lot of cards I've tested, it's, you know, I don't know, it just doesn't feel as good. And now moving on to the extra deck, we got 1 copy of Crystron Noodle Fiber. Hacky Fibrax, so he's our guy that summons a tuner, then we use him and that to make Selene, or we keep him and we use 2 other things to make a Selene, and then this guy, you know, it's just Noodle Fiber. It's really good. We got Link Monsters. We also have Selene, the Master Magicians, the Master Queen of Magician, Queen of the Master Magician, Queen of the Master Magicians. She's Endymion's like wife. It's like, okay. And so basically when she's summoned, you put spell counters on her equal to the amount of spells that are on the field and in the graveyard, on your side anyways. And for every 3 counters, you get the special quick effect, get the special summon once per turn quick effect, special summon spellcaster from your hand or graveyard. In defense to an arrow this card points to, which is really good. Otherwise in the link we got a beautiful IP into Unicorn alt art combo. If you use the alt art combo, they can't respond. I'm just kidding, they can always respond, but the alt arts are pretty sex. And then we got our good girl Appaloosa and the good Doggo Bow. It's just a great generic boss monster to have. I wish I had a Borreload Savage Dragon, but I do not have a Borreload Savage Dragon because we are #budget. And instant fusion target is Millennialized Restrict. Card's just really good against most hand traps. This would be like, nah, negate. Let's go over the Synchros first, and then we'll go over the XYZs because I have, I guess, some controversial XYZs that I play in this deck. But it is budget, and I don't have the money for Baranis, the Floor, and all these other cards. So I got TG Wonder Magician. And you guys are wondering like how I make this. So you take a 1 in any 4, or you just tag out with Noodle Fiber. This is a Noodle Fiber target. So when she's Synchro summoned, so either via Noodle Fiber and or via actual Synchro summoning, she pops a spell trap on the field, which is great. And if she's destroyed while on the field, you can draw 1 card. The once per chain I can't really use because I don't have any actual targets to go into with her unless I have Time Gazer on the field. Then I could make Ignister, but Ignister doesn't have during my opponent's turn effect, you know. So we have Ignister. It's my Alto Dragoon / DPE. Well, it's my Alto Dragoon. Because during playtesting, I've seen a lot of Dragoon, and we were getting ready for the Pendulum training arc where we are going to redeem ourselves. And Ignister is just a great card. It shuffles cards to blow the cards, and soon maybe it might even have targets to revive. Because you can special summon Draco Slayer monsters, and those are cool. We had Don Draxter. It's a spell negate. It's really good. We got Magician of Hope. Now, this is a very controversial card, but it's a negate attack, and it destroys itself, and it procs Pendulum Graph, which is great. And it's also a replacement scale in case that I'm playing against control, and I can't always have my skills up. If I can make a rank 4, I make him, and then he goes into the Pendulum scale, and then he's a free negate. We got 2 Time Star Magicians. Right. Card adds Dark Spellcaster by detaching 1, and if a pen monster or a card in the pen zone would be destroyed, I can once per turn, I can send a Spellcaster from my deck to the graveyard. So this is a good way to foolish the Tuning Magician. Very sexy card. Then we got Tornado Dragon. I don't play Scythe combo, but this is just great generic removal to get over anti-spell and other things like that. We got 1 Zeus. and we got one Supreme King Dark Dragon Dark Rebellion. So he's for like. He's like my Utopia the Lightning or whatever, because I don't have the space to put Utopia Double, Utopia Light, Utopia this and that or whatever. Also, I also cannot make Utopic Future Draco, or I totally would, because it is a very nutty card. But yeah, he's just like Dark Rebellion. He lowers your attack, increases my attack or whatever. But he puts your attack to 0. So if you have like a 2500 beat stick, that's 5000 damage. So it's like boop. And then Zeus, if one of my XYZ monsters ever survive the turn outside of like fucking Time Star Magician, so like Tornado Dragon or Supreme King Dark Dragon or whatever, and you use Zeus. It's like, alright, okay, well I have Zeus now. And so that's gonna be it for the deck profile. I had made some edits. Like I've taken out Crawley, Vortex, and Absolute because I stopped playing 7s, so I can't make 7s anymore. So there's no need for me to play and or make 7s. I want to thank you guys for watching this super duper deck profile, and we will begin the Pendulum training arc as soon as possible. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Once again, subscribe if you want to see more super awesome TheFallenSanctum content, and if not, I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao!